Alright, goodbye, Ed. I messed up my intro.
You fail.
What was that voice? Is that in my head? Is someone talking to me? What did I do? Alright, hello and welcome to a Bubsy 3D Let's Play.
You fail.
What? Welcome to a Roblox video.
You fail.
Crash Bash Top 10.
You win.
Yes, let's do a Crash Bash Top 10. Yes, it's about time I did another Top 10, and this time it's the 10 hardest crystal challenges in Crash Bash. Now, I do really like this game, but the difficulty spikes are more frequent than a train on the London Underground. Well, when they're not on strike, that is. The crystals are among the hardest challenges in the game. There is also the relics, but don't even get me started on those. Nope, not even going to bother doing them. In this video, I'll count down the 10 hardest crystal challenges, in my personal opinion. So let me know what ones you found the hardest and still make you want to throw your controller at the TV. So, let's get started at number 10. So, starting us off is Ring Ding, the first of the Medieval Mayhem levels. In order to get this crystal, you must win without popping any of your opponent's coloured balloons. This one isn't too bad, although it's far too easy to accidentally pop another coloured balloon. I can only imagine how hard this is if you're colourblind. It's hard enough if you can see different colours. Generally, my tactic is to try and stay away from everyone as far as possible, and then you've got to look out for the purple crates to try and get a vacuum cleaner to suck up all the balloons. Also, I can't be the only one that used to like knocking around balloons, try to keep them up, kicking them in the air as a kid. I say as a kid, I was doing that last weekend. In at 9 is Dot Dash, which is the first of the Crash Dash racing levels, where you race around in a circle. Yeah, these were never my favourite minigame. In order to win this crystal, you must win the race without being hit by a rocket, which sounds easy. But then you are up against Crash Bash AI, which just fire and hit you as much as possible in every single minigame. My tactic for this one is to try and pick up as many rockets as possible. My thoughts being, if they can't get any rockets, then they can't fire at me. Also, is it just me that thinks these little mini racing games could have been implemented into the loading screens in CTR Nitro Fueled? Although maybe that would make the loading screens even longer, so maybe that's a bad idea. Just a thought though. So, another medieval minigame. A lot of people might never have unlocked this level since you need a lot of relics, crystals and gems to unlock it. This is one of my favourite minigames in the game, however. But the crystal is rather frustrating, as you can only score from the highlighted area, which switches throughout the game. The main problem with this is, it doesn't really make it clear what section is flashing, as it's just a bit too subtle. Plus, the computers really do love to just charge into you and knock you about any time you pick up a gem. In at 7 is Metal Fox, which is the second of the tank minigames. In order to win this crystal, you must avoid being hit by the drop-in mines, which parachute from the sky. Generally, the tank minigames are among the hardest in the game to start with, as you can easily get boxed into a corner. My tactic for this one is to keep moving and try and stay away from danger until they're down to about 2 or 3 opponents, then you can go in for the kill. The mines can be really frustrating, as if they land on your head before they drop, you will instantly fail. You fail. Now then, this is where things step up a level. These 6 are the real frustrating ones, starting with Polar Panic, which is the first of the Polar Push levels. In order to win this crystal, you must avoid the lightning bolt that constantly follows you across the ice. Although you are allowed to get hit by it, generally you're frozen for so long, 95% of the time, the computers will just knock you off easily. You have to make sure to don't panic when attempting this challenge. My tactic is to basically run away. Mostly because I'm a coward, I just like to run away. I mean, it served me well, so just run away. I'm running away. In at 5 is Swamp Fox, which is the 4th tank minigame. Although you don't really drive a tank in this one, instead you control a hovercraft, and these hovercraft really do have pretty bad and very awkward controls. In order to get the crystal, you must avoid the torpedo that stalks you in the middle of the arena. If you get hit by it, you die instantly. I was always really bad at this game, mostly because the computers always seem to be able to time their shields perfectly. This is definitely my least favourite of the tank minigames. In at 4 is El Pogo Loco. Ripper really is annoying in this one. Instead of laying TNT, he now places nitro when he jumps across the screen. The problem is, half the time you have no chance to be able to escape it, as you lay it all around you. This one ends up being more down to luck rather than skill. It is relatively easy to rack up a high score, but if you get hit by one bit of nitro, it's all for nothing as you end up failing the round. This challenge just makes me wish they didn't even bother adding Ripper as a cameo. Oh, balls! It's a ballistics level. Yep, this one is a rage inducer. At 3 is Skyballs. In order to win this one, you must avoid getting hit by any red balls as they instantly kill you. The problem is, your natural instinct is to defend your goal, and unless you have the reflexes of a Premier League goalkeeper, maybe with the exception of Joe Hart, does he even still play? I feel like I've not heard about him for years. Either way, you'll not be able to defend your goal as you won't have the reactions to determine if it's a red ball or a normal ball, since they change at random if a computer hits it. This one would be fine if they dropped in as red balls from the start, as you'd have more time to be able to see it's a red ball, but when it's fired at you 100 miles per hour, you are just screwed. Well, just in case there wasn't enough balls at number 3, we have back-to-back balls within ballism. Damn, that's a lot of balls. If you thought Ripperoo was bad, then Engine is much, much worse. In this challenge, he will only fire balls into your goal. Now, considering you're already having to defend from balls in other directions, this one is just a nightmare. And not only that, but the only real way to win is to get as many shields as possible. The problem being, the computers are so fast to get the shields you almost have no chance to get them half the time. It could just be me that's really bad at these mini games, so let me know if this one was really hard. Before we get to our number 1, there is 2 honourable mentions. Was it ever in doubt? This one had to be number 1. Whoever came up with this idea for a challenge must be a psychopath. The only way to score is to steal squares by firing rockets at your opponents, which is bad enough, but the problem is by the time you actually get to a box to collect your points, almost half your squares will have been taken. This is just such a frustrating challenge. When I play through the game, I avoid it at all costs. The scores the computers get half the time will realistically be impossible to beat. The only tactics I can think of are to maybe wait for some rockets to spawn and then stalk someone until they've got a lot of squares before firing at them. Unfortunately though, this is where the video has to come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave me a like, possibly subscribe, and even check out some of my other videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But for now, take care and leave me alone.